Before we get into the video, I wanted to quickly introduce my partner, My Flash Running. It's my go-to prop firm since their prices are really cheap, and the main reason why I think it's better than the other prop firms is that they have a 6% profit target, which is insanely low. That's literally like 1 to 3 risk reward trades, and you're already past phase 1. So if you decide to go with My Flash Running, use this code to get 20% off and also support me. But now let's get into the video.
I'm becoming a little too dogmatic here. Let me dial it back. So we have this overlapping into this area. What is this entire range? From this low to this high right there. Watch this. There's our fair value gap. Now, if you know that the algorithm is going to do the same thing you're going to do when you cut your lawn in the springtime, when the grass is growing, you're going to go out there with your mower, or the guy that you're going to hire to cut your grass for you like I do, because I ain't cutting shit. The overlapping of that mower, where you just pass through, cutting the grass down, the first pass, then you're going to turn the mower around, or they're going to turn the mower around, and they're going to lay their wheel over top of what was already cut. So that way there's no seam, right? So when you make a new pass, you're always cutting through, and not leaving that little segment of grass where you got to go, oh, I left a mohawk. You got to go back in here. My sons, the few times I've asked them to do the lawn, they hate it because they know my obsessive compulsiveness is going to force me to go to the window and see what they're doing. And I'm waiting for them to leave a little mohawk in the grass. And as soon as I see it, I'm out there. Hey, go back and get that. And they flip out because they thought they were going to get away with it. But you can see it. You can see it in the grass. You don't want to leave that. So that's what these little things are here, preventing any little mohawks in the lawn. I know I'm giving you all kinds of analogies, but this stuff makes sense to me. If it doesn't make sense to you, then I'm sorry. But if you look at that balanced price range between this candle's low and this candle's high, there's our target right there. Screenshot that. And that's the level I told you here too. Pretty cherry picked, isn't it? ICT, you slay me. The range between this low and that high, if we measure that and you get a midpoint level, that is mean threshold. Why? Because we're measuring candlesticks that have bodies. If it were a gap like this fair value gap, the midpoint is consequent encroachment. Consequent encroachment is what is permissible within a range. Let me make this a little bit smaller. See if we get that 9850 level I mentioned on Twitter. Because I feel like a peacock if it hits that. My wife's going to see me doing the Mick Jagger walk. Got my moves like Jagger. Don't worry, I'll come back up to that balance price range in a minute. Some of you already figured out what I'm going to go and talk about in a second. Come on. All right, we'll give it time to cook. So over here, we have 4,117.50. It just so happens, randomly, with buying and selling pressure being as it is, completely random, how far can it overshoot this fair value gap? Well, what's the midpoint between this candle's low and this candle's high for that balanced price range? 4,117.50. What's the high on this candle right there? 4,117.50.